Badger all year. I mean, Claiborne, like I've heard of him a little bit, but I just think that it was LSU. When I think of LSU defense, I think of the Honey Badger.
Well, you got to look at that too. When I can't remember his name just went to the Eagles. I'm drawing Osmaw. There we go. Drawing a blank. He only had 21 passes thrown at him when he was at Oakland. Morris Claiborne didn't have big numbers because they didn't throw at him.
Yeah.
He was simply so dominant in the shutdown corner, like Braden said. That's why Tyrann Mathieu and the Honey Badger is getting all that attention and able to make all those plays because Morris Claiborne, like you said, is so dominant that he was completely taking guys out of games. I want to look at who he. Actually, we'll go here.
All right. Good points. I gave the points to Steph this time for standing her ground even when people were against her. Okay, we're going to go now to the best value this year and the biggest bust you guys think are draft picks. Go ahead, Braden. Sorry.
All right, well, the biggest bust, right, in my opinion, is, without a doubt, Ryan Tannehill. And he's projected to go to a possible either 3rd or 4th pick. And I just look at you have Andrew Luck, the best prospect since John Elway, and then you have RG3, the Baylor's best quarterback ever, a Heisman Trophy winner, and then you have Ryan Tannehill. He was swapped from wide receiver and has started 19 games and thrown 21 interceptions, more than 1 interception a game. He had really good touchdowns, but compared to the Big 12, and they only had one defense, and they only had one defense ranked in the top 50 nationally. I don't think that his numbers are impressive. I think that there's other quarterbacks that are better than him in the draft. And if he goes number 3, that's going to be a mistake.
I'm going to have to agree with him on that one, Ryan Tannehill. I mean, you just can't – I just don't know how someone goes from a receiver to a quarterback. And the quarterback is, like, the biggest position in all football. And, I mean, he's a leader, and he's athletic, he's tall, he has very good passes, but I don't see him being good in the NFL at all. Also, Kirk Cousins from Michigan State, he had 25 touchdowns and 10 interceptions last year. I mean, he didn't really impress me when he played the Badgers at all because their Badgers defense was horrible. But other than that, yeah, quarterbacks are disappointing me. Some are all right, and some are just disappointing.
My biggest bust is Dontari Poe from Memphis, and I know you're thinking the same thing as me. Who? He came to the combine and he repped out 225 44 times, and he had an awesome sub 5 second 40 time, which for weighing over 300 pounds is awesome and incredible. So that means he can lift and he can run straight with no pads on. It really doesn't mean anything with the NFL. The rumors have him going at 9, or at least at 9, but I really don't see him making any impact wherever he goes. You know, he's really not that good. I think he came in with a career sack of 5.
Right.
So I don't think he should be hyped up that much at all, really.
I got 2 names for you for the biggest bust. I'm going to agree with Johnny there and Dontari Poe. He wasn't ever productive in college. He's a combine freak. Beware of guys like that. Another name, Steph said the Packers should take him, Courtney Upshaw. He has stiff hips and he weighs 280 pounds. Where are you going to play him? And he wasn't that productive as people think he was. He kind of got a lot of media attention for not a lot of production. So I don't think he's going to be a very solid pro.
Okay, thanks, guys. I'm going to give the points to Johnny that round for his good point. Luckily, you got that since your points deducted also. Now we're going to go to a UWL promo, though, and we'll be right back.
Fact: University of Wisconsin La Crosse is ranked the number 2 college in the Midwest.
UW La Crosse is ranked number 34 for out-of-state students among public universities nationwide.
UW La Crosse is ranked as one of the most military-friendly schools in the nation.
UW La Crosse is number 24 among medium colleges and universities for Peace Corps volunteers.
Okay, and we're back. This time we're going to tie up odds and ends, and we're going to start with UFC, Jones versus Evans, but I'm going to tell you the points again are going to be worth 10 points besides maybe if I trick you guys. Here, John Jones defeated Rashad Evans by decision to retain World Light Heavyweight title in UFC action. As usual, Jones spent hours after the fight explaining that UFC is real, WWE is not. And can you guys tell me what you thought about the fight? Let's start with Johnny.
First of all, this was a really, really hyped fight. Both Evans and Jones have known each other for a long time. They used to train together and spar together, and then something happened where someone made a stupid comment, and they went opposite ways. Both have had great success in the sport. Evans was a former title holder, and Bones Jones is a current champion. It's interesting that they're sparring partners because that means that they knew every trick and every ploy that they were going to use. But again, Jones is the best around right now, I think. He's too much for anyone in this weight class. He's extremely long, extremely fast, and he has these devastating elbows that, just crush people. And he did that to Rashad Evans again.
I agree 100%. You guys have anything else that he didn't add? I
Yeah,
think he covered most of it.
I just think Jones's height and lankiness definitely
That's
got
what won
him
the fight.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So.
And remember, he's only 24 years old, so,
so
he has
got
a long time.
Yeah.
Still have a good challenge against Dan Henderson.
Oh, for sure. That'll be awesome.
Yep.
Okay. Well, we're obviously going to give the points to Johnny since Johnny spoke the entire time mostly, but good job, guys, on backing it up. Now we're going to move to the MLB mind-blown calls. The Brewers play it first, everything, close plays on steals. MLB has instituted plays on home runs. Should they look into doing replays? We will start with Drew.
They should. There's more things they should replay. They shouldn't replay outs at first or outs at second. I don't think that's something that would slow the game down a ton. But plays at the plate that cost games, like the Brewers won against the Dodgers on a slide where Nyjer Morgan was clearly out. Things like that. And there was another, I can't remember who was playing, Texas, and I can't remember, but there was a ball fouled off a guy's leg that should have been a foul ball. They counted as a hit and won a game. There's things like that, major plays in the game, they need to be looked at because teams, I know it's a long season, but when we get down to the pennant races and things like that, every game counts, every half game counts. So I think they needed on big plays like that.
Yeah, and it's early in the season again, but yeah, every game counts. A lot of seasons have come down to 1 game, 2 games. But with the MLB, I think, the Little League has even implemented it. And I know Drew said that they shouldn't do, first base calls, but then you look at Galarraga last year, who got his perfect game taken away, when just because of one simple thing. And I think that when it comes down to it, they can get a system together, whether it limits how many reviews a team can call, or whether it's up to the umps if they make the call or not. So I feel like there's a system that they can create that'll be able to make it the fairest game possible.
Agreed. That's all I got to say.
The reason I want to touch a little bit on the first and second, I don't want to lose the integrity of the game, the tradition of the game, and calls like that. I think, like I said, called strikes and stuff at first and second.
Called strikes is
right.
Then,
Otherwise, then you don't even need umpires.
And I feel like a lot of people think that it'll take away from the traditional baseball, that America loves. But those are usually the people right away that if a call doesn't go their way, they're like, oh my gosh, we need replays. And so you're not allowed to bellyache if you don't want to have replays.
All right.
Sounds good.
I am going to give 20 points to Braden just because I can. And so it looks like in the end, Drew had 15. Steph came out with 15, Braden 25, and Johnny 23. I don't think we've ever had a 23, but when you put down the Packers, I guess that's what you get. So we're going to give a little bit of FaceTime to Braden, and he can go ahead and start talking about whatever you want.
All right. Well, I'm going to give a shout-out to the wrestling Olympic trials that just took place this past weekend. Henry Cejudo, the gold winner of the past Olympics, he has retired. He took off his shoes, tossed them into the crowd. And then also, I would like to make a call-out to my buddy Cody Andrus, who is in love with David Taylor, and he was the 165 national champ this year, and he lost to the 157-pound national champ this year, Kyle Dake out of Cornell. So go Kyle Dake, and too bad Cody.
Who would want those shoes?
Yeah, well, no, it's kind of a tradition with wrestling that they usually put them on the mat. And it's kind of like this, ceremonial. Like this is the last thing. Also, really quickly, I'd like to give a shout out to Ellis Coleman. He's my training partner in high school. He made the Olympic team at 60 kilos. 132 pounds. So way to go, Ellis. Dude, we're all really, really proud of you over at Pinnacle. So Good job, buddy.
Congrats.
Okay, that's it for our show today. Thank you for joining us on Sports Scene, and we will see you on Thursday.